Hey everyone, welcome to Wednesday Words of Wisdom with Coach Hawkins. I know that we are now in our 7th week of our distance learning and our shelter in place, and I know the walls are starting to encroach in on you now. Hang in there, we're almost done. We have 3 more weeks of school, and then a week of preparation, and then finals week, and then we'll be done for the school year. I know things did not go the way that we planned it, but we're here nonetheless, so let's make the best of it again. Listen, before I get into today's episode, I want to share with you a clip from a sitcom that was back in, I think, the late 80s, early 90s. It's called A Different World. And in this episode, Whitley Gilbert, who's played by the fabulous Jasmine Guy, is getting some counseling by the wonderful and impeccable Debbie Allen, who plays a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist, Debbie Allen, gives Whitney some profound advice on how she can deal with her problems. So take a look and we'll come back just after that.
Me. Apart with me on the bench.
Do you know what your problem is?
I always felt that...
You are living in a spotlight, honey, but this is not Broadway. You've got to step down off of that stage and kick ball change back into reality before you drop into the orchestra pit of despair. Ooh, that was good.
Doctor...
Wait a minute, honey, I gotta write that down. Right.
Doctor, how do you propose I go to dinner with Dwayne without ripping him from limb to limb?
Touchdown. You're still in love with him.
I just won't go to dinner.
What are you afraid of? Scared you go there and find out that he doesn't love you anymore, honey. You can't control that. The only thing you can control is how you feel. Not how you feel, but how you deal with what you feel that is real. You've got to relax, relate, and release into reality. Come on, honey. Relax, relate, release. Relax, relate, release. Relax, relate, release. Relax.
Hey, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful clip of A Different World. I think Jasmine Guy did a fabulous job in portraying the character of Whitley Gilbert. She's very funny and very comedic, so I hope you enjoyed it. But what I want to talk to you today is about a similar aspect of relax, relate, and release. I want to talk to you about perseverance. Perseverance has been used interchangeably with the word endurance, but I've come to discover that there's a big difference between endurance and perseverance. See, perseverance has the connotation of a whole life experience. It is active. In short, it's a staying power. It's a lasting power. But it's just not waiting around. It's not just I'm just going to wait here and endure and take what's coming. Is that I'm going to persevere. I'm going to push back a little bit. So as the walls are closing in on us, I'll hopefully give you some tools that you can push back and kind of stay those walls and create some more breathing space for yourself. The first thing I want to talk to you about is simply this. It's to refocus. There's a passage in the book of Philippians, the 3rd chapter, starting at the 15th verse. Paul the Apostle says this: so let's keep focus on the goal, those of us who want everything God has for us. If any of you have something else in mind, something less than total commitment, God will clear your blurred vision. You will see it yet. Now you're on the right track. Let's stay on it. And just to refocus, I know, having been in this shelter-in-place environment for now almost 7 weeks, we can tend to lose sight of what's going on and what we're trying to do. We're getting what's known as cabin fever. But I want to tell you, it's to refocus. It's to reset the priorities in your life. Push the reset button and reset the priorities in life and focus on the positive things. Listen, it's easy to focus on the negative things. There's a story about a professor who went to his college class one day, and he walked in and handed everyone a piece of paper, and all they had on it was just a little red dot. And everyone kind of waited and looked around, and the professor said, "This is a test for you today. I want you to write about what you see." And the class was everyone was just looking around a little bewildered, and finally they understood. Just write about what you see on the paper. And everyone wrote, and I think it's about 25, 30 minutes, and just wrote and just wrote and just wrote. And at the end of the class, the professor collected the paper, and one by one he read what people wrote. And people found a lot of ways to talk about the little red dot on the paper. They found ways of, maybe it was oblong instead of round, and just different things that they found to discuss. But the professor told them, this wasn't a test. I just wanted to see what your abilities were. He said, it's amazing to me that all of you focused on the red dot, but not one of you wrote about the white paper. So refocus. Don't just see what's in front of us, see all that there is. All right, so refocus is number one. Number two, I want to tell you is to refresh. There's another Bible passage found in the book of Isaiah, the 40th chapter, and it says, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." So I want you to refresh. I want you to change the scenery. If you're inside most of the time, go outside. Do some homework or do some work outside. Get out, change your location. Do something different. Take an extra break in your day. You know, if you normally take 3 breaks, add an extra break in your day. Drink plenty of water. Get some good exercise. And this may even be a good tool if you get your parents' permission. Rearrange your room. Change something. Don't just stay with the stagnant things that you have, but change something and allow that to refresh you. The third thing I want to give you is this: rejoice. Now, what do I mean by rejoice? I'm talking about have some low down fun, right? Try and figure out what are some things that you can do within the confines of shelter in place and being safe. It's just having some fun. You know, pick up on some puzzles or you know, whatever it is you can do to have some fun. Have some fun. Play some TikTok games or whatever you can do. You know, just to to bring some levity to the situation, because we can't change where we are, but what we can change is how we respond to where we are. Right? So have some fun. I can tell you one thing that I've done to have some fun is that I've created my own COVID-19 playlist. Yes, I did. I have a COVID-19 playlist, and almost every day, if not every other day, I'm listening to all 13 of my songs. That's just giving me, you know, it's a little pick-me-up, and it's just encouraging to me to refresh me and to allow me to have some fun in my life. All right, even though that we're in this situation. The fourth thing I want to give you is this: remember. Now, what do I mean by remember? Is remember, this is not going to last forever. We're not going to be in here. This is going to come to an end. I tell the football team all the time, listen, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, everything comes to an end. This will come to an end someday, and hopefully it's a lot sooner than later, right? But no matter what, it's going to come to an end. So just remember that. It's going to come to an end. Just keep pushing through, keep fighting through. And the last thing I'm going to share with you is probably the most difficult thing, especially for some of our seniors, and that's the word relinquish. And what I mean by relinquish, I mean relinquish some of the desires, some of the goals that you have regarding this particular school year. Some of the things that you were looking forward to at the end of the school year, it's just not going to happen. Relinquish it. Let it go. And I'm not saying let it go in a bad sort of way, but what I'm saying is let it go so you can embrace something new, right? Let it go so you can go ahead and grab a new goal, grab a new vision. You know, there's an old experiment that was done, and the scientists had gotten some monkeys, and they put some bananas in a barrel, and the monkey stuck his hand in the barrel and grabbed a banana, but he couldn't let go he couldn't get his hand out the barrel, because he didn't realize that in order to get his hand out, all he had to do was let the banana go. But he was too rigid in holding on to the banana, holding on to his goal. So I want you to know that as we are in this shelter in place, and as we're in this 7th week and going to proceed on a little further, I want you to know, listen, relinquish it, let it go, so you can grab a hold of something new. So you can grab a hold of a new goal, a new vision, a new dream, and so you can enjoy the rest of it, right? And not look back over what could have been or what should have been, but to enjoy the rest of what's ahead of you. All right, Bruins, listen, I'm going to share with you one of the songs that I on my COVID-19 playlist. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. God bless. God bless, Bruins.
No agenda, no division. Here we are, wide open for you. No one higher, no one greater. Here we are. Oh, Savior, come move, 'cause you make us stronger. You win every battle. God, when you rise up, enemies scatter. and you make us stronger. Yeah. So in your presence, heart expectant, here we are, wide open for you. Yeah, yeah. Bind the darkness like you promised. Here we are. Oh, Savior, come move, 'cause you'll make us stronger. You win every battle. God, when you rise up, enemies scatter. Mighty defender, comforting Father, you take our weakness and you make us stronger. Yeah. You take an inch and you make a mile with nothing but ashes. You start a fire. You found us as captives. You rescued our hearts. Jesus, our victory. How great you are. You take an inch and you make a mile with nothing but ashes. You start a fire, found us as captives, rescued our hearts. Jesus, our victory. How great you are. 'Cause you make us stronger. You win every battle. God, when you rise, all your enemies scatter. Almighty defender, comforting Father, you take our weakness and you make us stronger. You make us stronger. You win every battle. God, when you rise, enemies scatter. Mighty defender, comforting Father, you take our weakness, you make us stronger. You make us strong.